this video it's going to be how to use Crucible to make really good weapons, but I have to warn you, this is very expensive, but at this point into the league, who cares about currency anyway? So I have this one right here. um, as you can see, it has cold snap on the 5th node, then it has increased elemental damage modifiers 15%. Then we have cold damage over time multiplier. Then I have iron will. So basically, for every 5 strength, I get 1% increased spell damage, and then I have 42 increased spell damage. If you look at this one right here, it only has 37 on the implicit, 43% cold multi, and +1 to level of all spell skill gems. If you look at my wand right here, this also has the quality. It has the perfect implicit, and it also has increased spell damage, and it also has another +1. But if you look at the damage difference, it's really not that huge. So with the new wand right here, I have 916, and with my wand, which is crafted, I could put 8% cold multi more and make it a bit better, but it's pretty much the same damage as this one right here. And this is not even finished crafting. It's going to take a while. At this point, I spent over 120 divines to craft it, and I'm expecting to spend about 1000 divines to craft this. But this video is about the Crucible tree, how to make it. As you can see right here, it's perfect. 5 modifiers, it's all perfect. How you go about this? You go to this link right here. You select whatever one weapon you have, or shield if you want, but in our case I'm going to select the wand, and here you have some modifiers. If it says tier 1, it means that it's this one right here. If it says tier 2, it's this one. If it says tier 3 or 4, it can be either on this slot or on this slot, and if it says tier 5, it can be on this slot. Now what I did, I started from right to left, and I tried to have the same line, like this, you see. So I bought a base. First of all, I tried to see if there is a base with all these modifiers. Obviously it was not. I tried with 4 modifiers, it was not. With 3 modifiers, it was not. Finally I found a base that had the cold snap and the elemental damage on the same line. So you go to this. If you don't know how to search, you search like this. You type this right here above tab. So you search Crucible, and then you say cold snap, and this is the modifier. Probably this is for a two-handed weapon, I'm not sure. But for our wand, we find a wand like this. And then you make sure that it's not corrupted so that you can actually modify it. And then I also searched for one that had Crucible cold multi, because cold multi is tier 3 and tier 4. Crucible elemental magnitudes. And as you can see, the only one that has all of this is mine. I listed at 70 divines. Obviously nobody messaged me, but you search for one with these two, for example, and let's see if we can find the one. We found one, but they are on a separate. As you can see, they're not on the same line. And you also don't want it to be a distance between them, like it's in this case. You don't want this distance. You want them to be next to each other. So for example, this one right here would be a good base. You buy this base. What you do after you buy it, you level it all the way up to this, and you imprint it. You make it magic and you imprint it. After you have imprinted this base, but let's just first say that you get it on a base like this. You get it on an opal base, and opal base is no longer a good base. what you do at this point, if this is the only base, or this is the only base that is available, and this is not the best implicit, you want the prophecy one because it has 40%. What you would do at this point, you would level it up to 5. You don't imprint it because it's a bad base, but if it was on a good base, like uh, on this one, you have to imprint it. But if it's not on a good base, you buy this, you level it up to 5, and then you buy your good base, which is going to be prophecy wand, and your good base on this line right here. So for example, if we are sacrificing this item, your prophecy wand should not have these other modifiers. That so um, on this line right here, on this line straight down, it should not have any other modifiers, not leveled up, but don't have them at all, to not exist. um, any other should not have any other modifiers, such as so this is empty. The good base on your good base, it's empty. From this point on, it's empty, and you don't level anything up. And when you merge those two, it's a high chance that your base will look like this, something like this, and your last modifiers are going to be this one right here, these two right here. And now what you do, you have to level it up until you can afford to allocate the cold snap, and then you imprint it, and then you buy another base which has cold multi on the third slot, and then you merge them together. If it fails, you once again you revert with the imprint, you buy another imprint and repeat the process. And then it's the same for Iron Will and increased spell damage, but basically this is how you do it. It took me about 50 divines to make it, and then I split it with a split beast. But most of the time, most of the money is going to be spent on the imprints and the iron will, because ones with iron will are quite expensive and hard to get. The idea is the wand that you're sacrificing should have as little modifiers as possible, and when you are merging a wand with cold multi, for example, if you are fighting for the third slot, you want to have cold multi on this slot right here. um, you level the wand that is going to be a sacrifice only till level 3, till it gets the cold damage over time multiplier. You don't want to level it up any further. You don't want to level it up to level 4 or 5, just till you get the third mod. And the mod 4 or 5 ideally should be missing, should not have any other 4 or 5 modifiers, and it's a high chance that you will get it. But basically it's going from right to left and having lots of imprints. This is pretty much how you make perfect 3.